March the 15th, 2019. Guys, I want to share some videos that I took a couple of days ago going up into one of the record floods for the Mississippi River. And because of some of the dams and things that have been put up in certain areas and all of the rain that we've been getting, we're getting record flooding on the river. Places that people have lived there for decades. As I went into that area and talked to them, they said they've never seen water that high coming up into their homes and businesses. But we went up there. My father-in-law has a camper at Eagle Lake, which is just about 45 minutes or so north of Vicksburg, Mississippi. And you can't get in there by the normal route. We had to go north on 61, which is, you've probably heard of that highway in the Delta on the Crossroads movies. But you come out of Vicksburg, guys, which is right in the big bend of the river. And you head north going towards Redwood on 61. Now, before you get into Redwood, you would turn left. Again, I'll show you this. Come up and you would turn left and go into Eagle Lake. Again, there's a fishing camp there where a lot of folks will park their campers, and it's never really been underwater before. So this is your normal route, and for the folks that are there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But guys, that river, the Mississippi River that you see snaking up to the left, it's called, it's the Indian name called the Father of Waters. You're going to see why, because if you look at Redwood right there, coming up to Valley Park, all the way to Onward, this river is all the way out of its banks to 61 highway. Now, we couldn't go in the normal route to come in the south side of the lake. We had to go, it's about 40 miles out of the way to come up to Onward, come down this route, and all of this is levee roads, guys. Part of the levee of the Mississippi River trying to keep some of this flood water out. But right now, it's backed up all the tributaries, and they've closed Steely Bayou. But so we had to come all the way back down and come over to this side of the lake. And the water has come from the river now to just within, in some places, guys, 100 yards from Eagle Lake. And if you get it, if you're on the Eagle Lake area, and that's right where we had to go, and we got a tractor and pull this camper up to high ground. It was already a foot deep there. Hadn't gotten into the camper yet, but the tires were almost covered. So we got it out with a tractor. But guys, that the day before that, the river was just getting out of the banks there as far as it and the backwater combined. But it had gotten, they said it moved 4 miles in one day because all the tributaries are completely flooded. So again, normally you would come up out of Vicksburg, guys, and take that south route, but it's underwater. They have, the police have that blocked off, and news crews are there. Now this is on 61. Look at how far I am from the river. That's probably about 12 miles, 10 or 12 miles. And we've got water on both sides of the road backed up. So you can imagine how much of the Delta is flooded. This goes all the way through Mississippi into Louisiana, guys, up into Arkansas. This is, again, 61 coming out of Redwood. Now, this is going to cost millions and millions, if not more, in crop damage. We're not having the devastation that Nebraska's seeing. And by the way, that will be the next video. We don't have that freezing temperatures, and that's been the blessing here. But the Mississippi River rises slow and it sets slow. Not only that, this is the time that these farmers would normally be getting seed and stuff like that in, guys, getting the plants going. Most of the Delta is flooded. It could be devastating to them. It will cause prices to go up. And when you combine that with the devastation across the country, and again, when you look at the Nebraska video coming up next, you'll understand what I'm saying. We're going to have a lot of shortages of certain food products. Their price will go up. You'll see a lot of economic damage. Now, this is getting, again, you've got the 61 is an old highway, and you can see some of the old buildings and stuff that are still there. But this is looking east. The Mississippi River is on the other side of this. This is backwater from all the tributaries, Yazoo River, and all the other swamps and sloughs that come through this area. But again, this is the opposite side of the road that you're looking at now from the Mississippi Rivers. We're heading north where you see the small red arrow go. There's an old abandoned house there. But a lot of these areas are not abandoned. Some people have built levees around their homes, and some are just built on stilts. The rest are underwater or almost underwater. The devastation here again in the south will be the inability to plant the corn. You got cotton, soybeans, and so not only will the farmers be hurt, but all of the people that work in this area. But this is driving north. Again, we're, say, 10 miles from the Mississippi River at this point, and it is on both sides. In a moment, you'll see to where we're going north on 61. We get up into Onward. We turn left and come back south through the levee roads, and you can see more of it there. But again, you're talking 10 or 12 miles from the river. Imagine this flat delta land and the inability to plant. But this is Mother Nature. The Mississippi River Delta is one of the richest in the world. Why? Because the river floods it ever so often. Now, this is a record flood, but it is replenishing fields that it has not in decades. Again, we're climbing up on the Mississippi levee. This is headed south now, back down towards Eagle Lake from the north, as you can see the red arrows. And we get down to Eagle Lake, and you'll see in the very bottom arrow that I've got there, where they're pumping on the right side of the road, trying to keep some of the neighborhoods at Eagle Lake dry and pumping across the highway. But these are folks coming in, getting their boats out. The only way in, guys. You can't go in the regular highway to Eagle Lake. If you're from that area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the Corps of Engineers built all of this, and they said they had just got some of this repaired. It was pretty rough a few months ago, so that was a blessing, because there was no way we would have got in and saved their camper, and they just had it about a year, so they would have lost a lot of money there. But to the right now, we're looking towards the river because we're headed south. Here we are, if you look at the red arrows, going from a mile or two up to about 4 or 5 miles, in some places 10 miles from the main channel of the Mississippi River, and that borders Louisiana. Now we're getting closer to the lake here. We're back onto a road off that levee we came in, and you can see to the right is Eagle Lake area. To the left is a massive farming area, but they're trying to save some of the mobile homes and camps and regular homes over to our right. And you can see the large tower. This is farming country. And Eagle Lake is a massive fish camp, guys, or fishing lake. Beautiful homes on it, campgrounds, fishing camps, things like that. But again, pay attention to the next video coming up, because you add the inability to plant the crops here. Look at the devastation on the Nebraska video coming up, and you'll see that, especially in the Nebraska video, this global cooling period we're going into can be devastating. Now, the blessing here is we don't have those freezing temperatures. Now, today, we're in kind of a spring day. It is mostly sunny. We've got a few clouds. Real feel is 51, temperature's 56, but we're getting this northeast wind. And again, real feel 50, but it's compared to many parts of the nation, it's really a blessing. It's just because of this flooding. Again, this is not the time the nation needs these type of devastations, but there's nothing we can do about it. Mother Nature at this point. Guys, it's a heads up. Be safe.